What's up, YouTube? This is Kyle, aka Fish, part of Team Organized here. Just another deck update here for you. Simochi Burn is the other deck that I have finally gotten done. I've been working on it for it seems like a while, and it runs really well. Mainly the only thing I was waiting for is getting the Nurse Refugees because they're really expensive. They run like us cheap ones like $14, and they get up to 20 sometimes, so they're really expensive, and I just didn't want to spend the money on them. But I finally found some really cheap ones. I have two of them right now. Hopefully I'll have a third one within the next couple weeks or so. I'm trying to get one hopefully this Thursday, and today's Tuesday, so hopefully in a couple days I'll get another one. But as of now I have two. I did a lot of testing with this deck. I went online and did a lot of testing. If you can actually do it online. There's a website, it's called tradecardsonline.com. You can make decks, you can test them online and duel against people online. It's a good website, so go check it out. Like I said, tradecardsonline.com is where it's at. There's other websites you can go to too, but that's the best one I found so far. You don't necessarily have to pay for it. You could if you really wanted to, but otherwise it's free. So go for it and go check it out. This deck runs really well. I ran it today at locals, and I went 3-1 with it. So in my 3-1, I mean best 2 out of 3 matches. So the matches that I won, it was 2-0, and then the ones I lost was 0-2, which was really surprising because I played like this I don't know what it was, like a spellcaster monarch meta. I don't know. It was weird. It was mainly monarch. It was kind of like a monarch deck, which really screws this deck up kind of, but you can still get around it, which is nice. Otherwise, this is the deck list. You got two Refugees right now. Definitely run 3 when you get the chance if you're gonna make this deck. The only thing that is different between this deck and my online deck is there's 3 Nurse Refugees and 2 Simochis. So, and this one there's 3 Simochis and 2 Nurse Refugees. So they're the same thing, but at the same time they're a little different. So you got 3 Worm Elixes. A lot of people like to run Reckless Greed with that instead of the Linuxes. I think the Linuxes are better because you don't stall yourself, and it's usually at least a +1 once you get them, because this is mainly about stalling. So it's like I said, it's usually at least a +1. Sometimes it's a +3, or if you can keep it on the field for a while, it can be a plus a lot. So pretty good card. You got 2 Lava Golems, really good card because you're stalling a lot. You get rid of 2 of your opponent's monsters for this big beater. They lose 1,000 each turn, and it gets them really confident, so they're starting to attack you. And you got magic cylinders, and they bang themselves for 3,000, which is really funny if it happens. Got 1 Mystic Tomato. You can run 2, or 3 even, but I think 1's enough for the deck because there's enough search in this deck to go get the Nurse Refugees. So just 1 at this point is fine. 1 Mask of Darkness to reuse your traps, get them from the graveyard and use it again. 1 Chaos Sorcerer to, it's just an easy special summon with this deck. There's a bunch of lights and there's a bunch of darks, so just a quick, easy special summon and pop card each turn, which is really good. 1 Sagan, search out Nurse Refugees, or whatever you need to search out. If you want a hold card, go with that. Got 1 Spirit Reaper for hold. Might throw in a second one. I'm not sure yet. I mean, the deck has enough stall, so I'd figure maybe you don't really need 2, but you can have 2 if you want now because of the new ban list. 1 Marshmallow. A good stall card for this deck, and then good burn because your opponent taxes to it and they lose 1,000. So really good card for the deck. And 1 Summoner Monk. This card, in my opinion, is the most underplayed card in all of Duel Monsters. You discard, or you summon the card, it gets switched to defense position, and all you gotta do is discard 1 magic card from your hand to special summon level 4 from your deck. So really, especially for this deck, in my opinion, a really good way to go out Nurse Refugees. But you have 3 what is it? You got 3 messenger pieces in this deck, so it's really easy to discard a messenger because you got plenty of stall in the deck. Just discard the messenger and go get Nurse Refugees. For the magic cards, you got 3 upstarts. Draw 1 card, your opponent gains 1,000, but reverse burn, so they lose 1,000. Got 3 Soul Takers. Might take one of these out, but as for now, I got 3 of them. Opponent gets 1,000 and they get to discard, or you get to just destroy one of their monsters. So they lose 1,000 and they lose a monster, which is really nice. 3 messengers, the stall card in the deck. You give 100 life points to keep it on the field, and all monsters 15 attack or more cannot attack. So 100 life points is nothing basically for you. And stops your monsters or opponent's monster attacking. You got 2 gold sharks. Might throw a third one in there because you can run 3 now, but for now I'm keeping 2 in just because I like 2. If I was to replace a card, it would probably be a lore. It is draw power, but I don't like getting rid of my dark cards because you got the nurse. For now, you got the nurses. If I get a third nurse, I might keep it in there, but because there's only 2, I don't want to discard Miss Tomato or Sagan, Spirit Reaper, Summoner Monk. So I might replace that with a Gold Sark, but I'm not sure yet what I want to do with it. But as for now, I'll keep it in there, and you got 1 level limit area B, extra stall. Nice card to have. On to the traps, the main part of the decks. You got 3 simochis, nurse trafficule on a stick basically. You got the big beaters in the deck, the 3 gift cards. Your opponent gains 3,000 life points, but because of the simochis they lose 3,000. Got 3 Path of Destinies. Flip a coin. If it's heads, you gain 2,000. Tails, you lose 2,000. You both do it. Your opponent is obviously going to lose 2,000 no matter what if you have the smochies in the field, but you're going to possibly gain 2,000, which is really nice. 2 magical cylinders. Take 3,000 with lava golem. Oh, no, you're taking 3,000 because of lava golem. 2-dimensional wall. Any battle damage you take, your opponent takes instead of you. So kind of like your magical cylinder. It does work if you get attacked directly, if you're wondering, because it's just you're battling with yourself, so it does work. You got 1 gravity vine for extra stall, and 1 ceasefire. This card works really, really well in this deck, especially when your opponent swarms. All monsters do effects, so 2,500 to the face sometimes even, so it's really good. Onto the side deck, you got 2 twisters, just in case. You got a double snare for Jinzo, a roof trap, 2 prohibition, just in case. There's some decks out there that focus on 1 card, especially like Light Sworns, so that's a good way to stop that. 2 MSTs and 2 spell shattering arrows for some extra burn, against Gravekeepers to get rid of their stuff. That's the deck. Other cards that are noted in the deck, Dark Arm Dragon, if you want to add that into it. You got Karibon, which is really good for this deck. I don't keep Karibon in this deck only because this deck is more of a stall, and that card requires it to be attacked. So I kind of keep cards that require to be attacked out of the deck. The only cards that require to be attacked to activate their effect is Sagan. Well, not even Sagan. Sagan is destroyed, but basically it's just Mystic Tomato, which is that's the reason there's only 1 in this deck because of that. Other notable cards, you got some other traps. You got you can do Odama Trio and combo with just desserts. It's a 1,500 right there. Burn. Other notables. Reign of Mercy, I think, is a magic card that both you and opponent gain 1,000, but obviously opponent would lose 1,000 right there, and you would gain 1,000. So you can add that in there if you want. Those are all sorts of things. This deck has lots of options you can go with. So those are just some ideas. If you have any ideas that I didn't mention, just message underneath the video.